and welcome to Sixcess Stories. We are your hosts, Christina Gent
and Eric Ozarowski.
And this is where we get to talk to members in the 6 Degrees community all about life, leadership, and the power of meaningful connections. And on this episode, we get to talk to Celia Creek, who is the co-owner of Straightfire Web Design and Digital Marketing.
In this episode with Celia, we jumped right into her rebellious side and how that has shown up in different parts of her life. We talk about her love story with her current husband, which is pretty unique, and I think it led to us sharing a little bit about ours, but how that turned into them working together, and we got into how they work together and how they've carved out the lanes to support each other as a couple in business, and there was a lot there that we dove into. We get into her passions around art, music, cars, her love for print media, print marketing, and we end with her really interesting take on the solution for making sure AI is what we want AI to be, which is tied into movies and film and cinema that predicts the future. So
No, it was definitely a fun one. There's a lot that we were able to relate to. I mean, I think anytime that we talk to somebody who also works with their significant other, there's a lot there. So that was fun to just hear about how they work together. And then I think the other thing that was super relatable was the conversation around the deadlines piece, right? She talked about the thrill of the feelings of even the week before the event, the week of the event, which is something that we are very much feeling right now. So it was very relatable to have this conversation with her, and in here there's just a lot of similarities. So I hope you enjoy this episode of Sixcess Stories.
typically the way we start these is similar to how we do in the groups, where we do a check-in, and just more than anything just to get grounded and just kind of be here. I don't know if you have anything or if you're sitting with anything. Christina likes to lean into like energy. And
what would be one thing we each need to let go of to be present in this space for the next hour-ish?
I think for me it's being very performance oriented and to let go of the performance and just relax. And I find that the more at peace my mind is, the better my thought life is, and the better things come out of my mouth. It's all connected, right? So if I am at peace and relaxed, I will be able to speak well and articulate better about what I want to communicate.
Yeah,
I appreciate that a lot. I think for me, it's to kind of build off of that, just slowing down. I think one of the things in this setting, I tend to like ask 4 questions. Ask the one question instead of trailing on is the thing that I'm sitting with. Is kind of, it's in the back of my head. So just let that go and let this conversation happen.
Oh, well, you can ask me whatever.
No. I mean, like, I'll frame it. It'll be like a string of things. There's a really simple version of that.
Okay.
My brain.
You work on that. I'll wait here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, even there's times where he'll ask me a question and I'm trying to answer the question and he's asking me the next question already. So.
Just slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down, be here, enjoy it.
Yeah. I think for me, it's more just turning off the noise of the things that we have coming up within the next month and letting that go for the time that we're in here. Because it's definitely loud and getting louder just the closer that we get to our biggest event. So sometimes that one's hard to
Or people
push back.
pinging you and asking you questions and you've got to answer and that kind of thing?
It's more about getting people registered and getting people committed and saying that, you know, that's more of what it is now, and it's a lot of individual communication.
I registered today.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank
So there you go.
Yes. Check one off of the list. Yeah, it's more of that. And I've had just so many conversations around it. So, yeah, letting go of that for now.
You haven't been to a holiday party yet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? You came
last year.
There was my first interaction with you guys was last Christmas. So it'll be a full year.
That's it.
And I don't remember how I even found you guys. I have no idea. I really don't remember. And then...
Did you find us,
No,
though?
I think...
Or did Christina reach out
I feel like
to you?
maybe I reached out to you on LinkedIn. I almost feel like I found you.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I'm almost positive I did.
Everyone wants to be wanted.
That's true. When was the last time each of us felt wanted? That's an interesting question.
I like to be asked, can you do this? Would you be able to? People are like, oh, if you want to volunteer, let us know. And it's like, no, just ask me and I'll say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I never feel obligated to say yes, but I like to be asked.
Yeah.
I like to have that type of communication with people.
Yeah.
That's more direct. I don't know, maybe I'm just a direct person in general, and so I feel more comfortable on that platform, I think.
Yeah, well, it's so easy if someone's asking just to let me know if you want to volunteer, or, right? It's the same thing, something that I recently learned just from people who were going through grief, actually, and they were expressing that to just say, like, let me know what you need, or let me know what I can do, or I'm here, like, reach out if you need anything.
Never do it.
Right. It's almost just do the thing that I think might be
helpful.
helpful.
Hey, I'm coming over with some
food or something.
So what time is good?
Yes. Yes. Because for someone just like, yeah, let me know what you need and I'm here for you. It's like, I'm just not going to take that initiative,
it's
especially during that time.
Yeah.
That's the hardest time.
I got over a lot of that when I had twins. I was like, you want to help? Yeah. I'll get you on the chart here.
Like, please.
Uh-huh.
Boys or girls?
I had boy-girl twins.
A boy, you had one each? Okay.
But I had a 3-year-old at the time.
Okay.
So I had 3 that were really young together.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
That's a lot.
Those are the good old days. I remember when they finally all left, all the kids were gone. I was like, wow, I can do whatever I want. I could go to the store and be gone for a long time and then come home and I don't have to cook dinner or do anything if I don't feel like it. And at first it was great. It was like this big freedom thing,
Yeah.
And now I'm like, when are you guys coming home?
Yeah.
Coming home for Christmas?
How long did that last? The feeling of the freedom and then the turn of, wait, I actually want you back.
Well, just like so many other things, we take things for granted. So I'm probably in the for granted stage of everything, of having that freedom. You get used to things and you just go, well, this is my life now, so it's fine. You just kind of float along. They do come home and it's crazy and chaotic even as young adults, and I love it, every minute of it. And then when they're gone, it's kind of like, this is kind of nice again.
Just waves.
Yeah.
Just the waves that come
Yeah. And it's hard for them too. They're in someone else's home and they've been, independent for a while.
Yeah.
Coming into somebody else's space, even if it's your mom's space, it's still not yours the same as it was. But I kept the home and kept the family going for quite a while, and I think that they love coming home to their home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Same place they were born and raised in. So that was a priority for me.
Yeah.
So it's like same home?
Same home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same. You had that for the longest time until a few years ago.
My mom had the same house for 30 years, and then my sister moved to Denver. She had kids, and then my mom's like, well, no one's here anymore.
I'm out of here.
I'm going to go be by the grandkids.
100%. How did you feel about the home going? Just out of curiosity.
It was bittersweet, right? It was one of those things where it was definitely like the longest possession that I had in my life, and there was definitely like that's weird to not have. So people ask me a lot, like, do you ever go back home to Chicago? I was like, it's not home anymore.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So, but it was in the suburbs. Like, even when I went back, I wasn't going there that often, right? The last few years. So I don't know. It felt like it served its purpose in my life, and it was fine.
Of course.
I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
you're
selling it, right?
Yeah.
It made sense.
My oldest son's like, don't ever sell, Mom. If you ever sell this house, you got to let me know first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't ever want it to change.
Do you think he'll buy it?
What was that?
Do you think he'll buy it?
Well, no.
Eventually? No?
I mean, I don't plan on leaving.
Well,
so,
yeah, I mean,
if I did, yeah, he could. I mean, if he wanted to. I don't know what the future holds. I don't have a crystal ball. But so far, so good. We're holding steady, holding the fort down.
How old is your oldest?
Joshua is 31.
Okay.
Yeah. He's so cute. He's unmarried. Don't tell him I said that, though. He'd kill me.
That's so sweet. And then you said, okay, so then 3 years older than the twins.
Yeah.
Is what, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Tried to get him back in the stomach and the whole thing. After they came about, he was like, there's got to be a way to get him back in there.
Yeah.
I'm not doing. He had the yellow pages out, going, looking for someone help, come over and help with the situation.
Like,
I don't know if you guys know what yellow pages are.
I had all the
but-
attention, Mom.
Yes.
Yeah. Poor kid. Anyway,
So
somehow they
funny.
survived. I don't
Yeah.
know how it happened.
That's
Okay.
funny.
So then just the one girl, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 boys, 1 girl.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I remarried, and Mark has 2. So
Oh,
they're
okay.
all 6 are really close in age, and they all get along, and so that's good.
That's good.
How old was everybody when you guys got together and
Well, we've been
realized?
married for 9 years. We're going on 10 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, 10 years ago. We only dated for 3 months before we got married.
Really?
Yeah. Is that interesting to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I
I just had a friend do that.
Really?
Yeah, like
Did you feel good about it?
I don't know. I've never met her.
Oh, okay.
He's been going through some stuff, and very much just like the universe said, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm like, I trust the universe, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Seems quick to me, but you know you better than me.
Yeah. It was kind of a slam dunk. It just,
Yeah.
I can't even describe what it was like. I was trying to describe it last night, and it was just so like an out of body experience the whole time. And even a year after, it was still that same sort of bubble feel, like we were in this magic bubble. I don't know how to describe it. And one of the things that kept happening was we kept getting front row parking. Like every single time we would go somewhere, there would be our spot. And it became a joke after a while. And we don't even know what that was about. And then my husband does prison ministry. I don't know if you know what that is, but there was somebody up speaking, and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but when my wife and I were first married, we got front row parking every time." And Mark raises his hand, "So did I! So did I!" And so I don't know if that is a thing or what, but
Wow, that's
and then
interesting.
right after the year ended, it was kind of like, oh, that's not happening anymore.
You had 1 year of bubble.
It's like
Yeah.
the honeymoon gift.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
How did the
So-
2 of you meet?
On Match.com.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting process I had pretty much given up. Yeah, the whole dating thing was like, oh my gosh, this is just
Yeah.
not working. And it was very emotional for me because I've always really loved being married and enjoyed having a partner. And I wanted that authentic relationship. A lot of people they think that's what they want, or they tell you that's what they want, but in reality, it's a different story. So you get involved with someone, or you even just talking to someone for a period of time, and then you meet that person, and everything seems to be on board, and then your emotions get caught up in that, and then you realize they're not ready at all for this, and then you have to move on. So that emotional roller coaster can be very exhausting. So I used to have to take breaks and not do that for a while
Sure.
and get, emotionally stable again. And then I came across Mark's profile, and I was like, oh my gosh, he went to the Art Institute of Seattle. I went to the art. How old is this guy? He's from Seattle? Then we should have been in the same class, graduated the same year.
Huh.
Yeah. So I had to find out, like, what is up? And so I contacted him. That was my question. I said, you went to the Art Institute
Yeah.
of Seattle? So did I. And we had missed each other by a year. It was just like a
Wow.
little bit of time. But as we got to know each other, we realized that my brother bought property from his family 20 years prior. His family already knew my brother.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they lived really close to my brother's property as well. So it was just one of those, and there was other things that were like that in our relationship. And it wasn't just those things, though. It was also like this really grounded, strong connection. And I think it's partly because we're from the same part of the world. We're from the Northwest, and there's just something really familiar about people
Sure.
once you're around that area, and I just felt at home. We both felt really at home with each other.
It's so interesting.
Well, and it kind of makes sense. I could see where Midwesterners would find each other in San Diego, right? And like be drawn towards each
Yeah,
other, or like Southerners would be
We
drawn.
do that if the three of us went across the world, pick a country, and like anyone, if we knew that person, and like, oh, I live in Michigan, that means nothing. But all of a sudden on the other side of the world, it's like, oh, you're from the U.S.? Me too.
Yeah. And you have this camaraderie right away.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that there is some, like, obviously it changes and shrinks and expands based on where I'm at. But like, it's so interesting. Like, I mean, just the way that the two of your lives were kind of just doing this. Like,
and I was the only one he dated. I was his first date off of Match.
On Match.
Okay.
Yeah, off of
I was
Match.
like, he had kids though. How did he?
No.
Wait a second.
That was the other part that was, it was like, he just knew. There was no hesitation. It was just, I can't describe what it felt like. And we get along great. We don't.
Yeah.
We're just like buddy, partners, lovers, the whole thing. And it's just worked out.
The business, did that come about once you guys already met and then you started it together? Or was that something that he had already had and you joined? Tell me about how that happened.
Both. We both had our independent businesses.
Okay.
And he had been doing what he does for about as long as I had.
Okay.
And he had all those skills that I wanted, and I had the skills that he couldn't find. So together we felt like, yeah, let's do this and let's make a business. So
that's awesome.
It was after we stopped getting parking spots that we started our business.
Okay. The parking ended, and so I was like, all right, now let's do this business together.
Pretty much. Let's find something else that's fun to do. Okay.
Was there anything else like the parking that came up for you guys? Like,
during that year?
Yeah.
We were just giddy.
Yeah.
And, we'd go to the grocery store and just laugh and think it was everything that happened was funny. And my kids were just like, what's
wrong with
heck
you?
is up? And they're the ones that coined the bubble. They're the ones that called us that.
Okay.
So whatever that was, it was great. And we wish we could get it back. I don't know if it's possible after you get to know each other at different levels. And it's very wonderful, all of it. But that particular first year of romance and just being swept off our feet was just really amazing.
Yeah, it sounds pretty special. I mean, his first dating, so he has a profile.
He was so nervous on our dates.
I'm sure.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
he's
sure.
so sweet. He was like, I mean, you know how guys are, right? He was like, I finally just said, it's okay if you want to hold my hand.
Aww.
And he was like, okay.
What was your first date? What did you do?
Well, the first date was like a job interview.
Sure.
So I don't really call it a date, but which is fine. He was really wanted to check me out. So I think we just went out for coffee, and he just asked me a boatload of questions, like firing informational questions at me, logical questions, my background, what I did for a living, where I lived, how many kids I had. Do I cook? Can you clean my clothes? No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't go that far. I think he just was nervous, and apprehensive. And my profile on Match was very unique. I was like playing basketball and doing my nonprofit work. And I just wanted somebody that was grounded like that. I didn't want, to be taken on a sail ship somewhere. And that's not what I'm about. And I think it's interesting because I feel like when people see me visually, that's what they think sometimes, that, oh, she's bougie and she needs everything to be a certain way and all of that. And I've never, ever been like that. So I did my profile specifically to sort of guard against that whole thing and represented myself the way I truly am. And I think that was part of why he was like, kind of like, what is up? This can't be right or something. You know what I mean? So he had to really check me out.
Sure. Too good to be true. Kind of thing.
Well, maybe. That's what he would say.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that sometimes you get approached and people think that maybe you're bougie, because that's just, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Good.
Yeah, that's just not, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because I know you better, but even whenever I first met you, it's just not, it's not how I felt. Does that show up for you more like professionally or personally or all of the above?
Professionally.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Personally, not so much, no. And I'm from the Northwest. I mean, I grew up in a roughneck neighborhood, and I played with boys and kept up with them and all of that. And I've never really lost that sort of edge, I guess. And it's carried over my whole life. So, and I hope I don't come across harsh either.
No, I
Somewhere
mean,
in the middle.
I just have always, I mean, I feel like every single time I've seen you, you're wearing something that I'm obsessed with. You always have such a unique and beautiful style. Like your
Aw.
jacket right now it's gorgeous.
Aw.
And it's never to me seemed like a bouginess. It's always just been like more of a personality, like a style. I don't know. So it's interesting that that's what you get sometimes.
Have you ever gone to the mall and you're walking and there's perfume guys
Yeah.
that try to get you? They always follow me like I have money. I'm like, I'm not going to buy your perfume. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Sure.
do I look like I have, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I get those kind of messages every once in a while.
It's interesting.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't get that at all. I would never have thought that.
good. I'm glad.
But it sounds like it happens. So something
Maybe
somewhere.
I just need to get my lips pumped up or something. I don't know.
Just lean into it and be like, all right, I'll just.
If this is the way the world wants me to be.
No, can't. Gotta be true.
Well, you talked about growing up with boys. So did you have all boy siblings?
No, I was
Brothers?
the youngest of 5.
Okay.
And I was quite a bit younger. But my older brothers had a lot of influence on me. They used to stick me in the Go-Kart that they made and take me on these wild, crazy rides, which I loved. I loved the speed. I loved being down low like that. So all of my cars as adults, they've always been fast and low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love that thrill. So they had an influence in many different ways, and I think that was one of them. My brothers, they were 13 years older than I was.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I was quite a bit younger. So by the time I was probably 9, 10-ish, most of my siblings were out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, my other sister was still home because she's 5 years older. But my brothers were long gone.
But yeah, so you had the experience of being what feels like an only child for like high school kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The only one in
Yeah.
the house
And
at some points.
and my siblings would come home and go, "She's so spoiled," blah, blah. All this. So it was good. The high school was good. That's when I went off the deep end and got crazy. And my family was very liberal-minded, and we were kind of left to sort of make up our own rules to a certain degree. I think I was spoiled in some ways. I got away with a lot more.
Oh, of course.
It's the
The oldest carves out the path for everyone
Yeah.
else. The first wave of that is a lot harder for the oldest. I'm sure it happened with your kids.
Yeah,
In
no,
some
I
way,
was
shape, or
pretty
form.
cute. That didn't hurt anything. And then when I became a teenager, I was really rebellious. And then they tried to put these rules on me, and I was like, I'm not doing any of that. And so, yeah, I was headed into an interesting area of my life, going through my teens and early 20s. And you can ask anything you want.
Well, yeah,
You're interested.
I'm curious. What's like rebellious? What does that mean? Like, what were
what's
you
the
getting?
most rebellious?
Oh, okay.
Most rebellious thing.
rebellious. I would have to say I talked my mom into allowing me to go to Canada on a train from Seattle to Canada at 16 years old with my best friend for my birthday. And so we smuggled a bottle of champagne or 2 onto the train. We drank all the way up there. And her boyfriend, Canadian boyfriend, was supposed to pick us up at the terminal. And he did. And we were supposed to stay at his house where his mom was. She didn't know. And so we had to smuggle our way into his house.
Oh.
And then his mom found out, and we had to leave, but we had no money.
Yeah, you're 16.
I mean, it was just like, we were just insane and crazy, and we didn't care. And this is years ago. I'm sure there was some trafficking going, but nothing like it is now.
Yeah.
So we just were oblivious, and we just made our way through Vancouver. I ended up going to a male strip bar that night, and the next day we stayed in some seedy hotel. This guy, he took our pictures, and we got paid. We were in our bathing suits. We went down to the freezing cold water in Vancouver, which is freezing, and he took these pictures of us in our bathing suits and gave us money. So we had enough money now to get on a bus. So we got on a bus to come home, and then we were asleep on the bus when everybody got off to check for customs. And then they got super suspicious of us, right? They're like, who are these girls that are not awake to get off the bus with everybody else? Went through all of our luggage, found pot pipes, not pot, but just the pipes.
Just the pipes,
And
yeah.
they kept us at the border. They would not let us load back onto the bus.
Wow.
We were underage. We were only 16.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, they thought we were runaways. So how's that for rebellious?
Yeah. I mean, it's just so adventurous.
And we didn't look back on that and go, that was so bad. We looked back on that and laughed.
Yeah.
You know, we thought it was hilarious. Of course, it was terrorizing our parents, but my dad had to drive up to the border and pick us up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, how did you get your mom to say yes to that?
I could find him, like I said.
Just gonna go. Our friend's boyfriend is in Canada. And
Oh,
he's
no,
gonna,
we didn't say
and
that.
obviously, that's not what you said.
No. It was some, who knows, fabricated story.
We're gonna go to probably not even Canada, right?
No, I think she knew that
She
part.
knew the Canada
yeah,
part?
she knew
Yeah,
that we were going on a train, but she didn't realize how reckless it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, so that was probably one of the most rebellious things I would do. But I've always been maybe a little unafraid of things, and other people might have been more afraid.
Sure.
It's a different world today too. I got to put that in there. Kids, don't do that. Don't do that at home. Don't do that.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
So your kids are a little bit older now. Like, what's the most rebellious thing that they did that you're aware of? Because you might not be aware of all of them at this point.
Not all of them. I hear little snippets now,
yeah.
but I was a single mom for quite a while, and I was raising 4 teenagers. So my boys, I wanted to try my best to be a good dad to them, but it was really hard. It wasn't very good. But one of the things I did do was I allowed them a lot of physical freedom because I wanted them to experiment with their physical capabilities and to help them to grow mature, but also to have more confidence in themselves. So I turned a blind eye quite a bit to their shenanigans. Later on, I found out that they would climb on top of the local elementary school roof and run around and jump from building to building.
Yeah.
You know, egg cars. I didn't know about that. Go to Walmart and fill up the basket full of merchandise and just leave it and run out of the store. Just stuff like that.
I did versions of all of
Yeah,
those things.
yeah.
As a teen, I was like throw pine cones at cars.
Yep.
Got in trouble, got caught for that. Tip porta potties over. Or,
Yeah.
like, we were just wreak havoc on our town.
Yeah.
We broke into the school buses, and then we'd steal the fire extinguishers, and we'd just have fights with the fire extinguishers in the baseball fields. That was a Tuesday.
And so did your mom know? Did she know?
She knew.
Ish.
I got caught a couple of times with things.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about this the other day, but so the pine cone was actually the thing that we got caught at. First, they were like the open pine cones, and they would kind of like flutter through the air. And then someone's like, these ones that aren't open yet, they go a lot better. So we're basically throwing rocks at cars.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
At like 13. And I remember, and it was kind of a thing that we would just like do it was like a Friday thing, and it became like a thing. And then one time we did it for a little bit, and then we like went around across town and we like ran into other people. We told some like, oh, like this happened, and somehow someone's brother found out, and we like actually hit his car. So they found out it was us.
Oh no.
But the lesson that I got from it is like, I never tell anyone anything and expect them to keep a secret. Was the very big lesson from that, because like we just kind of was like, oh, laughing, we did this thing, it's so funny. And then some girl, her brother like came home, was like, these kids were throwing pine cones, and she's like, yeah, I know who that was. And so like I remember this was like early days cell phone, so I had like a brick Nokia phone with Snake on it, and my mom called, and she's like, my mom doesn't get mad very often, kind of like how I am, but like when she's mad, like, and she goes, where are you? And what are you doing? And I like hung up the phone. I like chucked my phone and broke the phone. I remember that. So we get in trouble. Long story short, we get caught, and I'm going into the police station. Had to do community service, and my mom was like, it was supposed to be like 30 days or something, like very slap on the wrist. She goes, triple it. So I had to do 90 days.
She was really mad.
she was so mad. She's like, you're learning the lesson here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you learn it?
You never did pine cones again?
I did other stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't do the pine cones.
Yeah.
I never told anyone about things that I wouldn't tell people to expect them to keep a secret
Of course,
about.
you learned that,
That lesson,
right?
that's the one I learned.
That sunk deep.
That one hit a nerve.
How to get away with it more carefully next time.
If there's anything, I mean, even when we got married, it was a surprise. And part of the surprise, just understanding that if we tell one person, they're not going to keep it the same way that we are. If we tell one person, it's probably going to get spread.
Yep.
Even that, kind of having that angle of it, was just like from that 13-year-old experience of it. So yeah, I did all
So
the
you can
all the
relate to
things
all
that
that
your
stuff.
boys did. I would have been right there with them.
I was such the opposite of both of you. I mean, I'm my mom's only. My dad, he did have 2 kids, but I didn't grow up with them. I didn't really even get to know my brother until, I don't know, I was probably like 9, 10, 11, somewhere in that age. And then we finally started to be around each other more. But because it was just my mom and I was such a goody two shoes. Like, I didn't do anything. My mom was almost like, honey, go out and drink or do something. Like, she was the one who was encouraging me to like go be a little crazy, because she was. I mean, she's one of 11, and she was, I mean, a little bit more on the, I think, younger as far as the how many brothers and sisters she had, and so she was always wild, super like tomboyish, always just jumping off things, getting hurt constantly, and so for her to have a child who's like,
You were a girly girl.
I would never, no, because I didn't even like
No?
pink. No, I was very I've always been anti what everybody else likes. For some reason, I'm like, no, you're going to zig, I'm going to zag, right? Like, I remember when everyone was so into Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and NSYNC and Backstreet, like, I didn't even really listen to any of that music. I was like, nope, I'm going to listen to country. I don't know. I was always trying to do the opposite of people, but I was certainly just, I never got in trouble. I wanted to have perfect attendance in school. I wanted to be on A honor roll. I wanted to, yeah, all of the things. And so I'm very only child or first child type, what is it, type A or whatever kind of.
Did you ever go through a rebellious period? Did you ever... Are you going to do that at the Christmas party?
It's still coming. It's gonna be.
No.
Gonna be me.
Are we going to get down?
I try to behave at most of the events that we host. There's some dinners, I feel like, where I've let loose a little bit. Actually, we just did the backstage music box experience and
I
had some
heard.
people with that.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so that
I
one
heard all about your shenanigans. Dear.
All right. Well, yeah, I did cut loose a little bit, but no, I mean, when I was growing rebellious, I did when I was in, I want to say it was 5th grade. I did break into it was like a camper. It was a camper that was like on the property. Like, it was, my mom was with somebody at the time and it was his. It wasn't like it was a stranger's. It was at that point like our own property, basically. And I wanted a clubhouse. I wanted something cool to hang out in. And so I broke into it. And to do that, I did have to break something. Like, I had to break a window or something. But I don't know. Maybe that's the most rebellious thing I did as a kid.
You broke into your own house. The most rebellious thing.
And broke a window to do it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it was pretty lame.
You're so cute.
I didn't even drink alcohol till after I graduated high school.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I support you in that.
That's a good thing. That's a healthy thing.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when was the first time you drank?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know,
I think okay, I got to tell you this. On birthday parties, we have this thing where everybody gets to ask you a personal question. You sit at a table.
you go around and
they go
just
around. They get to ask you
interrogated?
deep personal that they've always wanted to ask you.
Okay.
So I had to tell my kids about this.
Like recently? This is
Yeah, recently.
recently.
So I'm okay to put this out there in the world.
it's-
So my first drink, I was, believe it or not, in the 6th grade.
So
and we
how
drank-
old is 16?
Sixth grade is like 10.
Yeah, like 11.
Yeah, 11.
That sounds about right.
So same.
Yeah.
Same
somewhere
for me.
around there.
So same for me.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we used to drink before we went to school.
Oh, really?
That I didn't.
Yeah, because my friend, I'm not going to mention your name, down the street, her mom would leave early. She was a single mom and leave early for work. And so we went over there and drank vodka before we'd go to school. Don't ask me why. It was something to do. And then cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to steal cigarettes from the local Five and Dime and had it all nailed down how we did that. And you guys are so serious. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
She's like freaking out. She's like going,
She's like, I could never.
I'm just like, I can't imagine. The teachers have to know, right? Like, as a kid, I
not
can't.
in 6. No,
I
I don't
can't
think now
hide.
for sure. For sure they would know for now. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I don't think it'd be that big a deal now. Yeah. But back then it was just like, what was I thinking? Like, even my own kids didn't do any of that till they were older.
Really?
Like you. Yeah, more like you. Yeah, my daughter never. I was with my daughter when she had her first glass of wine when she was 23.
Oh,
Yeah,
so even
quite a
after
bit older.
the like legal age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, she just stayed away from it.
I think that's more normalized, right? Like, just, I don't know if I saw my parents just be a mess with alcohol, so I don't touch it. I feel like that's part of it. But
It is.
I think the pendulum has swung. There's a lot of younger Gen Zs, these kind of younger millennials that don't mess with alcohol.
At all.
At all. Like,
My oldest son does not drink at all.
They don't touch it.
Nope.
And to me, it's like good for you because it's one of the worst things that's socially acceptable.
I agree.
Right?
And
Like,
legal.
But it's literally poison.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it is.
So I feel like every generation ends up having like the drug of choice. And so now it's vaping. I was just in a meeting with somebody today who works in like marketing for security companies and talking about installing smoke detectors that specifically detect vape smoke. And was just talking about someone who she knows that has kids, and the kids, when they go to the bathroom for their bathroom breaks at school, and they open that up and it's nothing but just a cloud of vape smoke. So yes to no alcohol, and there's the next thing.
I would say alcohol is worse than vaping still, though.
Sure, I'm
not that either one's good.
pros and cons and whatever to both.
What makes you say that? I'm curious.
I just think because of the socially acceptable part of it, right? The difference between vaping and cigarettes, vaping, and alcohol. Like, cigarettes used to be like back when I was very young, but I was still alive and I distinctly remember like the smoking section of restaurants and the non-smoking section of restaurants, and that was when it was socially acceptable. That's a different dynamic. Vaping, I think, is kind of at that way at certain ages where it's we're all doing, and it's more like almost a peer pressure thing. But because alcohol still is it's legal, it's widely accepted, most people do it, it's used as a lubricant in social settings, right? So I think that's, to me, the reason that it's more dangerous.
Well, and I don't know the data behind secondhand smoke of vapes. Like that I don't know. What we all know is how harmful alcohol consumption can be to other people who aren't consuming, right? Drinking and driving is a great example of that being so harmful to others and killing so many people. I don't even know how many people died of secondhand smoke back in the day when most people were smoking cigarettes versus, right? So it's almost, I guess, the self-harm piece is happening across the board, whether I'm drinking or I'm vaping or I'm smoking. Whereas the alcohol, there's, I think, a lot more probability of harm to others.
I'll have to consider all those things. I've never really weighed those two together or tried to separate them out as far as which one's worse.
Yeah, I don't know that I have either, but just as we're talking through it, that's just, to me, alcohol, if we classify alcohol as a drug, to me it's one of the worst because of the legal social aspect of it.
Yeah.
And it's a depressant. Right?
It is very much so a depressant. That's something that gets missed a lot as well. And it kills brain cells.
Right.
And whatever you breathe into your lungs can't be good either. Yeah. It's going to kill brain cells too.
Yeah.
And hurt your lungs.
But I think part of it too is so much more and more, like, as I read stuff, is like whatever my brain thinks it is. The people that live to 100 and they smoke a pack a day, if I tell my brain this is good for me, this is helping me, I think there's a lot of truth to that.
I wish that were true. I really do. I want to believe that. I mean, that's great if you can, but I
don't think it, but I think the people that, all I'm saying is, like, I think our brains are more powerful. So if I trick myself into telling my body that this is me inhaling this thing and doing it is helping me, and that's how my body is actually reacting to it.
Could be.
I think that's why the people that live that long, like, there's something that's tied, their thoughts are actually tied to the thing that they're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think your body and your mind are always super tight, always, no matter what. I just noticed more of a separation with ethnicity. My husband is Native American. So if you look at different ethnicities and the way that they manage alcohol or the way they manage sugars, which is kind of the same thing, actually. Sugar and alcohol are very closely related.
There's a lot of sugar.
The diabetes is off the chart.
Sure.
So for whatever reason, they cannot simulate the same as someone that's more Anglo-Saxon, that's more maybe from Norway or whatever, different parts of the world where it's been in their culture longer. part of their DNA, maybe makeup.
Wow.
So that's what I see more than these people that live long. That my grandfather smoked cigars his whole life, lived to be 85, all of that stuff. They're just, I think for whatever reason, they can simulate some of those drugs more easily than others.
I would believe the genes, like just the hereditary genes that are passed down, has a way of metabolizing things differently.
In a good way and a bad way.
Yeah.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just just part of it is just understanding, like, just like any food, what can my body do? What's the limit? What's the tolerance? And understanding all those things.
Yeah.
Right. That's.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You got to listen to, it causes you to listen to your body as well, and listen to what it's telling you individually.
I really appreciate, Eric has said this multiple times, where if I'm going to go drink alcohol, it's only going to amplify whatever the feeling is that I already am feeling. So if I'm happy and excited and it's fun and it's the mood, then perhaps ingesting it with that type of mentality is going to be a different effect on my body than if I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I'm going into it as like, ugh, I need a drink to like settle myself or whatever the thing might be. So now the way that that's going to take a toll on even just the way that I'm ingesting that, it's going to be different. It's going to react different inside of me. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel like that's connected.
I get that. Do you guys drink?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And right now I'm in Sober October. I do it every year.
Oh, good for you.
So I've been doing it for 10 years. It's a good little reset. And every year it gets like this time into it, 20 days in, I feel really good.
Yeah.
And then the last year it kind of spilled over and I kept it going for a little bit longer. And more I'm just like, I like to drink. I enjoy it. I love like the flavor. Like I like wine. I like whiskey. I love the complexity of it. My problem is once the good time gates open, I want to just keep having fun. And one drink and I can control it if I'm paying attention to it. But it's very easy for me to just have like, oh, I had 6 drinks.
Right.
And
depending on who you're around too, right?
Yeah, for sure. What I've noticed is there's like habits built into friends.
Yeah,
where, like,
exactly.
Like our friendship.
This is what we do.
Our friendship is built around this piece.
Yep.
Right. Certain people, like, I wouldn't even know how to act. I don't even know how to be in a room with them. Right.
You have to have them on the show here.
Yeah.
She's like, no, that's not a good idea.
Well, no, it's, I mean, every time we start the show, and part of to greet out by the bar is also because there's been people who have wanted to come on and they're nervous, and I'm like, if you want a glass of wine or something, like, we can do that. So there's plenty of times that we have a glass, we're having a cocktail or something in here. But this year has been the first year of him doing Sober October that I have actually noticed a big shift in even myself. I don't commit to Sober October, but it's definitely decreased how much I'm drinking, and I am being way more mindful of it. And I'm the same way. Like, when the fun gates open, I'm just like, I just want to keep having fun. And there's been multiple times where I've had a glass of wine and that was it. And so there's only been a couple of days out of this month so far where I was like, okay, I maybe had one glass too many or something, just for the way that I felt the next day. But it's been really interesting to start to mirror a little bit of like what he's doing, just not all the way. Because I like to have a glass of wine. I like to have a mezcal old fashioned. Like, it's just, I like the taste. I like the atmosphere. I like sitting at a bar. Like, I've recently, there's a few different work tasks that if I'm sitting at a bar, glass of wine is there, and I can just knock that shit out so fast. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, no, I can do this. But if I'm at like the office and I'm sitting there, I don't want to do this task. This sounds terrible.
Yeah. But now that I have my wine, I can just go at it.
Yeah, I can just go.
I think she's hit her rebellion. I think this is it. I think we're there.
Well, I mean, Chicago was definitely that. Chicago was messy, for sure. I mean, I was bartending and serving.
Well, there you go.
I mean, that was there was plenty of shenanigans even that you know about that we were together for.
I'm sure there's plenty that I don't know about.
Yeah, definitely.
Bar life.
Yeah.
Did you ever work in the service industry at all?
I did not.
No.
Yeah, but I carried a tray the other day with glasses of...
But I carried a tray.
I did.
You didn't drop it?
I did not. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing the best I can.
2 hands or 1 hand?
One.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I've never worked in that industry. I went from high school to art school in a year or so. I used to clean houses. That was hardcore. Yeah, big homes, work really, really hard, make $20.
Wow, only $20?
Yeah, it's crazy. $20 or $40, yeah.
Wow.
Saved up, bought my first Camaro, 71 Camaro.
Nice.
Yeah, saved up as hard as I could, worked as hard as I could. Put a big truck engine in it, dual exhaust, 4-barrel carburetor. But the truck engine did not fit well inside the body cavity. So that was another...
Sure. It's not
So I ended up
not really
cracking the
designed. Not really designed for that.
No, but it was fun. It was a sleeper. That's what they used to call it.
Sure.
So it was really fun. I loved it. And went from there to, as far as work went, I graduated from art school and I got hired by a local newspaper. So I was in the newspaper industry in Seattle and then also San Diego. I worked at the UT before going solo.
Wow.
When
Yeah.
did you move down here from Seattle? How long have you been here?
I've been down here for over 30 years. I
Okay.
think 31 years or so. Something like that.
So before your son was born, your oldest?
Oh, yeah.
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 If he's
Okay,
if he's
longer.
31. Okay.
Yeah. Like maybe 33 years or
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, craziness. Anyway.
The newspaper industry, that seems really interesting. Only because, like, granted, I only know really what I've seen on movies and
It's all
shows
true.
and stuff.
No, just kidding.
Just the deadline piece of, like, having to get something in at this time because
Yep.
it has to get printed.
Yes.
And that whole, it just feels like it would be so energetic. There's
Oh,
It is
stressful.
all of that.
well, stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's mindset of, is it stress or energy?
It's
But
also
yeah.
very thrilling.
Yeah, right.
And I love that energy. I love deadlines, and that's why I love doing events because, you know, it's going to happen. So you better get it done, right? You're like, yeah. Yep.
We're in it right now.
And
I'm
even though
in
it's
that.
like super intense, you
Yeah.
know, the week before or whatever, it's just really intense. I still really enjoy that tension. And maybe it goes back to the way I was raised. It probably all connects together somehow.
Sure.
That excitement and thrill. And then to be at the event and watch it unfold beautifully
Yes.
is like, wow. Yeah, it's great.
There's not many better things. Once the event's done and it goes as well as it could have gone, that little high from it is drinking analogy. Drinking for me is just gasoline. I'll feel really good at that point, and then that's when, if I drink during that, I have to be very, very careful because I almost get like too high.
Yes.
And and part of it in my subconscious, like, things are too good right now.
Right.
We need to mess this up.
Oh.
Is what happens for
okay.
me.
Oh.
So
And how do you do that?
I'll drink way too much.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like
That's his
All right.
self-sabotage
Yeah.
I see.
mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you know that about yourself.
It's new learning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for you. I mean, that's commendable for sure. A lot of people never come to those realizations about themselves at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
They spend a lifetime doing that very thing, sabotage after sabotage,
Yeah.
in different areas.
Yeah, it shows up in different ways. There's different
Yeah.
pattern, but yeah, it's just awareness and
Good for you.
yeah, I'm working something out.
Awesome.
Something I'm very, very aware of is like when things are good, I tend to not be comfortable when things are good, and I notice the self-sabotage will show up in different ways. I'll wait till the last minute on something
Oh, yeah.
to make sure that I feel the thrill or like everything that you said about I'll create the deadline and then I'll miss the deadline and now I rescue it and there's like a self-serve piece
Okay.
to that. It shows up in different ways. The drinking part is something that I've paid attention to more in the last few years.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how does the procrastination, how did you come to that realization? Like, oh, I do this.
I think it's just the same thing. Like I try to set my own deadline. I'll be like, I'll get this to you by Friday.
And
But
it seems like realistic.
It seems realistic when I set it, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
miss it. But I'm setting the deadline, so what am I doing to myself? And then I'll beat myself up over it,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I'm curious to find out what happens between the time you make that commitment and the time the deadline ends and it's past that. Like, what happens in that space of time in between?
The 17 other million things that are.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it's overcommitting, not having a system to, here's the things that I said I was going to do.
Right.
Instead of just crossing them off a list.
Yeah.
I don't have that necessarily in place in a way that's really effective for me
Got it.
is what I've learned. It's not that I don't want to do it. I'll reach out, say that, like, here's the deadline that I want to commit to, and then it'll get missed, and then I spiral into like, can't even commit to my own. Can't even
then
hold
it
myself
becomes
accountable.
a mental game in your head kind of
it's
thing, and then nothing gets done.
All of it.
Because you're all mentally wrapped up in all of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm sure you're going to get past all of it. You know, awareness is a huge part of recovery. You know that.
Yeah, it's all awareness, right?
Very much
so. So part of it is just the learning for me has been more of like it's serving me in some way, shape, or form, or it used to. Growing up, I learned this habit, I learned this skill, and part of the awareness or the learning around it is more based in like, well, I get to be the hero because I get to go ride in and do the thing, right, and save the day, and that's part of it.
I'm sure.
So like, there's this habit and pattern happening that doesn't serve me anymore in this profession, in this light, right?
So you've probably observed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been... So we got, not in 3 months, but we got married really quickly. It was basically a year and 2 months after we had met. And at that time, we were honestly on really different schedules. We were both working in hospitality. He also had a 9-to-5 at that time, too. So obviously we're around each other enough to fall in love and all the things, but we didn't spend that much time together. Then COVID hit, and we were in this tiny little studio with the two of us and 2 dogs. And I mean, it was just a complete opposite way of how we were interacting prior to that. And then obviously now with owning the business. So yeah, I mean, it was a huge shift for us, and so much learning that came from like, oh no, this is like a 24/7 around each other. This is the new normal.
COVID for us was like 5 years of marriage in like 6 months.
For everyone. Are you kidding?
Yeah. For very much for us, like I think it made us better. We came out of it better. And
you certainly know each other much better now.
Right. We think back to like the times where we got into like really heated debates about stuff at that time, because the world was so crazy then.
Tense.
Right.
Everything was tense.
Christina was in her late 20s, and so I'm like, I didn't know kind of who I was until like 28, 29. I don't know about you, but so she's still kind of like at this place where she's figuring some stuff out for herself, and it was very combative. When we like look back, and like that was the way that we would argue has changed dramatically.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You survived.
There's so much that we learned, and then having a business together, it's definitely
there's a whole different level.
Yeah, there's just so much about understanding how people operate, and the self-sabotage. We have a lot of conversations around this. When we first met, he was very open and honest about depression and everything else that he's been through. I didn't truthfully see it until we moved here. Like there was moments of it, there was like shadows of it when we were dating, and then when we got married, but then it really wasn't until here. And then I was like, oh, this is not what I just had no idea it would get to this level. So that for us has been just growing for for the growth that we've been able to manage through our relationship,
and the grace and the patience,
absolutely,
and the unconditional love, and all of those things are huge humbling lessons.
Yeah.
How
has that been for you and your husband now? So
as far as the work goes,
just figuring out the distribution of labor, how to work together. I know you said you complemented each other in some of the ways that skills that he had versus what you had.
So that's true. I mean, we definitely play off each other that way. Things cross over frequently as well, which is great. It's really amazing for us, we talk about this, to have a partner that understands what we go through. And instead of someone that's not in that field at all and has no idea what it's like, we can really understand what each other is going through during certain seasons or with certain client or whatever it is, projects or whatever. We have very different work styles. And he is more like playing my guitar, working on this song. You hear the song over. He writes music, so it's over and over and over. I can hear it. It's like I have to close all the doors. Oh my gosh. But then when he's focused on his work, he gets done so fast. I'm just like, I don't know how he does that. I can't do that. I'm more like, I get up at 7, I'm on it, I'm working, and I work really, really hard and focus. I don't like to be disturbed, so I work in silence. It's really quiet, my environment. And then when I'm ready to take a break, then I want to hang out and talk and chat. But in between that, I'm just really focused. And he can just kind of go in and out of engaging with his other side of the brain, with his music or listening to music or any of that. we both have a lot of music in our background. So music for me is just, I can't separate it from work. It's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
If I hear music that I love, forget that. I'm singing the song. I'm playing air guitar.
I'm the same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music has such a strong effect on me, like a drug almost.
Sure.
So we just have so we keep separate from each other, and I understand his work style now better. Because I used to think, what is he doing? We got deadlines. What's he doing there? Playing the guitar. What the heck?
Playing the guitar. We didn't finish this.
I know. And then I'll come in there and it'll be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've learned to like back off and give him his space and let him. I think it's a great stress reliever for him to play music.
Yeah, sure.
And kind of balances him out. He's usually way less stressed than I am. You know, he's like, it'll work out. It'll be fine. You know. What? So as far as that goes, Story Fire is very important to me, and our reputation is very important to me. And if I sense any kind of a threat of that, I get very defensive, and I'm quick to want to fix it. So I can get very intense with those types of things, I guess, is a good way to put it. Can you hear it in the tone of my voice right now? Like, he calls it, what does he call that? The counselor voice. You have the counselor voice on now. I'm like, okay. I'm counseling, I guess, whatever. So I just, I am very passionate about that, I think. So it comes across as maybe impatient a little bit, probably sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah, just protective and all of those things. But he's a great partner. He's easy to work with for the most part. And yeah.
So it sounds like it's evolved over time of the way that you guys work together.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the biggest difference between in the very beginning of you have these skills, I have these skills, we're going to come together, we're going to merge our company together. You're both creatives coming from art schools. You both had your own business, but so many people in the creative world have like, I have a creative brain, I don't have a business brain. So how did that, with everything that you just said, how did you get to where you are kind of earlier?
Well, earlier I would say I had zero knowledge of anything digital. I was purely print and design and branding because I came from the newspaper industry, and I had a lot of work from different corporations that used me as an independent contractor. So getting that kind of work was easy for me. Sure. And I didn't know anything about websites, no idea. And so slowly, and that's what he did, website design and programming, SEO and PPC. And so over time, kind of like just hanging out and watching him work, mostly, I learned, even in the newspaper industry, I never was trained on a computer. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
The computer showed up one day and we had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was the same with when I had to learn how to do digital work. It's the same process that I went through without having gone to school for that. So just by watching him, and then crossed over into some areas that he does to help him with certain things and tasks. And unfortunately, print has not kept its level.
Yeah.
So I've been also having to learn, which is a whole nother thing that we're going through now with AI. Because we're having to learn all of that now.
How is that? I know I've seen you post on LinkedIn with videos, and you're very experimental, and we've talked about AI and had that conversation a little bit, but how is learning AI for you? Like, what's the use case that you're using it for?
Well, we're mostly in the discovery process, I think. We do use it for a lot of tasks now, more so with SEO, I would say, is probably the biggest task that we pull in. And what we've done is we've interviewed a lot of people that are doing it, using it, or proclaiming that they use it.
Yeah.
We want to know how they're using it, and we want to go behind the scenes because we know what they're talking about to see if it's actually working or not.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been how we've been learning, but we can only do that in spaces of time, and then we have to go make money.
Yeah.
It's like, then we have to go work. You know what I mean? And it's like trying to figure out how to, pull this education, which is what it is, and learning process into, at the same time, making money. It's like double duty. And so what we've learned so far has been, we haven't really found anything that's really super amazing dynamic, but I have a list of, because I just got done with a big project, so I had to put all that on hold. But some of the ones I'm looking into as far as next stages are something called Comet. You know what Comet is, right?
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
Haven't tried it yet.
Okay, good. Now I feel better, see? So there's all these apps and software systems that we tried. And there's one that I tried the other day. I couldn't remember what it's about. I can't remember the name of it, actually. But you can upload documents into it, and it will lay out for you everything. And it will create charts and graphs for you, which is really awesome if that's what you have to produce. It's not really something I have to produce a lot of.
Sure.
But the fact that it could do that for me and make it look beautiful was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So there's other things like that that we're experimenting with that don't always apply to what we do, but it's important to understand the technology behind it and the capabilities of it and how it could apply to what we do. So, but there's only so much time in a day.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can only do so much.
Well, hopefully that's what it helps with eventually. That's what I'm always interested in, is like, so AI sounds good, and there's all these AI companies and AI experts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means. It's new-ish. I mean, if you talk to people that are really in AI, it's been around for 20 years, right? And it's just this version is public. It's finally has reached the public with ChatGPT, right? But if you talk to people that have been in like just higher level, people at Google and other things, like, no, this has been around and different versions of it have existed. Large language models they're not new. They're getting more advanced.
Right.
But I'm always curious about how people are actually using, like in your business, how is this thing saving you time?
Well, we've experimented with actually AI websites.
Yeah.
We've tried a few of those out on different platforms, and we're not seeing it. There's still a ton of work to do after it produces something for you. And it would be faster for us just to build it from scratch than to try to use that and go back into it and fix everything that's wrong or doesn't work, or the photos are wrong or whatever, because that's what we do. So it's just maybe for a lay person that doesn't want to hire, someone to do it for them, it might be faster for them to do it that way and then just use what it produces for them.
Sure.
And not have to think about, does that headline have H1 tags in it? And not know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So those types of things that we just haven't found something like that yet. And if you guys, anyone out there knows that there is, I want to know.
Yeah.
Send me links. We'll look at it.
The conversation about AI keeps getting more interesting. I mean, I talked to somebody recently that said that they're predicting that it's going to drop off in about a year because it's going to be so expensive. It's already so expensive. The amount of energy that is needed to even do what we're doing with AI now, and it's just going to keep...
Like human energy, or...
Well, like an energy source.
Electricity.
Yeah,
to power
actually
the
power.
servers.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I got you.
Exactly.
Eric Schmidt, who's the former CEO of Google,
That's very interesting.
He came out and he's like,
goosebumps.
we would need to be able to support what the energy need is. We would need 10 nuclear power plants.
Mm-hmm.
We in the U.S. we have 0.
Yeah.
Like we would need that tomorrow, with where we're going. Right. And like we don't even have plans to build anything like that.
Right.
That's part of the puzzle piece challenge. With AI.
Do you think the demand is going to be greater than the power?
Yeah.
Available?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, like...
And then the price goes up.
Well, 100%, right?
Yeah.
And so then it's going to get to the point where people aren't going to be able to afford it. These smaller subscriptions and things like that. Like it's going to get to that level where these websites like you're talking about, that there's still so much work to do afterwards. That's going to plateau at that level. And then it's like, oh, well, if you want the AI that's going to completely build the entire thing for you, like the only people that are going to be able to afford something like that, like, are the Googles of the world. That was the conversation I was having with somebody, and
possibly.
And then they were also sharing, because what you just shared about like the nuclear power too, is he's like, I have no idea why someone like Elon isn't investing in all of these nuclear power plants, because it's actually some of the greenest energy that we can even produce. And so it was a really interesting conversation. And then this was a podcast I was listening to, but when you say AI has existed for so many years, it's like, yeah, it goes back to like an encyclopedia. If you think about what AI truly is, right? And it's because it's created by humans. It only knows so much as the humans know. So like an encyclopedia is a really good example of that, and it continues to grow and expand as there's more events and things that are happening in the world, and knowledge and learnings and everything else. But it really made me think like, oh, right, AI it's another tool. We've had these tools for centuries.
Yeah, the gathering of information into one unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. One very, very fast unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just keeps getting faster and
my
more
opinion
efficient.
is it's not the same. It's a tool, but it's not the same as every other tool that we've had. When it gets to the place where it can learn and train other versions of itself,
Mm-hmm.
and that gets exponential. Everyone that's
It improves on itself.
Mm-hmm.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
the self recursive learning is what it's
Mhm.
called, right? Like when it's really, and then I talked about this with someone today. When it gets to the point when it's making 50,000 copies of itself that are all learning to develop the next version of itself, and then does that again with 100,000 copies, this thing gets really crazy really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part of the energy conversation that's really interesting is like, what if AI is able to figure out a different way to harness energy that doesn't even exist?
Ooh.
Right.
Like what?
So the sun is a very powerful
Right.
source of energy. What if it could focus all of that energy into something that captures it in a different way than solar currently is, and in
Okay.
a more efficient, more effective way?
Right.
Different from like hosting it in batteries, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Hook it up.
science,
to
like the way
chat,
so much of
like
science
connect it.
is, yeah, I have no idea. Like, but it's like, it's kind of like unimaginable. So much of science is, it's true until we prove it otherwise.
Yeah.
And there's so many, it's like, there's things that we don't know that maybe the hard part is like, when are we going to get there, and
So
when does
you
it
know
start
what we
learning
need?
it? What's that?
We need a Hollywood movie to come out because that's what makes things real.
Sure.
Sure.
It has
The
predicted quite a
visualization.
bit.
If you think about movies that are futuristic or were futuristic and now they're coming or have come to pass,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not kidding. Visualization is huge.
Yeah.
You know, and then the people, they see the picture of it and then they figure out a way to make it actually work.
How do we do that? How do we make that possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look at the fantasy part and watch it visually. You know, like it's not even real based on reality yet,
Yeah.
but then
not
they
yet.
figure out how to make it real.
Right. Yeah. Like
Mhm.
when before FaceTime, video calls in like the very early like 70s and 80s movies with James Bond. right,
Yeah.
where he's like in the car. And
Yep.
It's like that.
Star Trek with
Star Trek had a
their
bunch of
little
it.
cell phones that they had.
Basically cell phones.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
That's so
it's
true.
true. I mean, and so part of it is, and there's people that are probably already have ideas that just the technology isn't there yet. So Steve Jobs had the vision for the iPhone for 15 years before he could actually do it.
Exactly.
Right? The chips weren't small enough.
Mhm.
The technology wasn't able to, but he was like, this is what we've been trying to do.
Yeah.
Right?
I've just seen it. I've seen a pattern with movies and
Yeah.
movie production and then having them come to fruition maybe decades later.
So there's this one guy I listen to a lot. I read and listen to a lot of things on AI because it's gonna, more than using it, I'm kind of more of this absorbing phase for me. And there's one guy named Mo Gadot, I think is his name, or something like that. But he talks about the way that things will be produced because it's all energy. We're all just atoms, right? So when nanotechnology gets small enough, crazy enough, it can be the equivalent of I can go to a tree and I can pick an apple or I can pick an iPhone, right? The way that we produce things, there's a way to do it in a way that doesn't exist today, that won't ever make sense in this world, but we'll be able to do the equivalent of something like that if AI can figure out how to do it.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let's make a movie.
So the right person sees it and they can figure out how to do it.
However that happens. But it does.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Back to the Future, that movie.
Christina hasn't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I know. I just found that
well,
out.
there's this amazing scene. No, just kidding. It's actually a really
There's
cute movie.
There's three of them,
I
and
know
they're
so
all
much
amazing.
about it. Like, it's funny because I know the whole thing about him going back in time. So then, like, it's his mom, and I don't know. It's a whole that whole kind of weird timeness to it. But I haven't seen it from start to finish.
Well, there's a scene. They're in the city square, and there's a movie theater that has a screen, and it shows a shark coming out at you on that screen. And that was something that hadn't been done yet, in reality. That became more of a reality later. And don't ask me what form that took, because I can't remember right off the top of my head. But it did come to fruition. That visualization of those things came to pass. And so that's just another example of something that happened visually that came to reality. So anyway, I'm looking for Hollywood to come up with something for AI, and then it'll happen.
Probably has. There's so many movies. There's so much content. There's probably versions of it that are out there that.
Well, how much has The Simpsons predicted at this point? Like, I mean, that one gets creepy, I think, with how many things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, my goodness. It's wild.
Okay.
If you were to go and look it up, there's so many things that it predicted it, and it's almost like to a T exactly how.
There's the one that's in my head right now. There's literally a part of an episode where there's an escalator and Trump is president 10 years earlier. And he's waving, and like there's a side-by-side like video of that moment happening.
Whoa!
Like there's stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Kind of like just very trippy. Wow. It's like how the only way you could know this is if you were like a time traveler kind of thing.
Wow!
They've called the writers. People are like, they're time travelers for sure. They've seen so many things that come to fruition.
Yeah,
interesting.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
Wow, we got off in La La Land. That's all good.
I don't know. What kind of movies do you typically like to watch?
Oh, well, I had that discussion.
We did. We talked
with
about
Eric.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, well
Celia's
then, what kind of movies does she like to watch? Do you remember?
It's okay if you don't remember.
I don't remember.
I want
We were talking about highest to lowest and how much we both didn't like that movie.
Oh, yeah. That was really a bad movie.
What movie?
It's called Highest to Lowest with Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
and
we had
Spike
to turn
Lee.
it off. We were just like, what the heck? Because I love Denzel. And
Yeah,
I'm
same.
just like, oh, anything he does is going to be great.
Huh.
So I was all pumped up. And
So I remember that part of the conversation. I don't remember what you said. I don't know if we talked about like your favorite.
What do you think? Just guess. What do you think I would like?
I like so many things that I don't. It's hard for me to even.
It's
Do you
like asking
do you
what-
have like a specific genre of like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. I like more offbeat. I like
Like
movies.
indie
yeah,
stuff?
indie.
Mm.
There's probably be some of my favorite movies are more indie. I don't necessarily always gravitate towards anything that comes out first. I'm very hesitant to go to the movies. My husband loves going to the movies.
Okay.
Loves movies. So he's always dragging me out to something. But I'd rather just kind of watch the previews for it. And I can tell, honestly, within a few seconds if I want to watch something or not.
Oh,
I can
wow.
tell by the lighting, by the production, by the quality of the acting. It only takes a scene, and I know if I'm going to watch it or not. And so I can spot them pretty good and pretty fast. But I tend to gravitate towards movies that are unknown and that maybe are not big blockbusters or...
How are we supposed to guess that?
I know, right?
Well,
like-
I mean, and guessing the genre of indie like that's right. You got. I mean, yeah.
Sure. I mean, so like Wes Anderson.
There's a lot
type
of
stuff?
bad indie, too.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, poorly produced. What was that?
Wes Anderson.
Like, what would be a movie?
What's the Bill Murray Lifetime Aquatic?
Ooh, no.
No?
If you text me, I'll watch it.
It's a little, I would describe it as like a little offbeat, kind of a zag on a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I also like movies that have sort of character studies, personalities that are odd, go deep with them and in their environments and the things they go through.
Like what? What's an example of either a movie or a character
Let
like
me
that?
think. Lars and the Real Girl.
Have not
I
heard
don't
of
know
it. I've
that
heard of it. I definitely have seen previews for it, but I don't think I've seen it.
And there's always like a little twist of humor in it too. Some of those movies
Yeah.
or
What comes to mind that maybe is what you're describing is Garden State.
never heard of it.
It's
Really?
It's such a good movie.
I want to watch
That's-
it. I will watch it. I'm terrible with movie titles too. I go, what is it about? And then I'll go, oh, I've seen that.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
that's-
how
that's
that's
kinda-
kind of
yeah,
how
that's
I
how
am.
he is.
We have so much now. There's so
I
much
know.
That's the hard part.
all the time.
If I had kids today, right? Your kids are old enough. You got to kind of before all this explosion of content. If I had a kid today, what are the like? What's the equivalent of Star Wars, Star Trek? Of like, to understand me, I need you to watch these 5 things. Like, there's so much,
Yeah.
right?
so
It's
many.
like being asked, isn't that one of your questions on your survey for the Christmas party, holiday party? Sorry.
Yeah.
You asked, what kind of music do you like?
What do you like?
I don't,
Yeah.
I couldn't. I just said everything. Lots of things or something like that.
I love
Lots of
it.
stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a loaded question because I can't even answer that question. I like way too many. I can tell you what I don't like. It's way hard for me to tell you if I have favorites or genres or anything like because I like so many things. Same thing with movies or TV shows, like anything like that. I love so many things that narrowing it down is hard. So yeah, I threw a loaded question into that registration page.
So why did you put that in there? I'm curious.
Yeah, I think just because the theme, I mean, I always really, like last year the theme was NFL, so we were just trying to, like, I'm curious, like, who's showing up in the room? What are people a fan of? What do they get excited about? How accurate are we with the bands that we are going to have in terms of the taste of the audience, right? So it's just a more curiosity.
Oh, okay. So there's no Bluetooth playing with everyone's favorite songs on it or something.
That would be an interesting. See, here's okay. Don't give Eric more crazy ideas. He already has a few that I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna do that.
You gave me an idea of something that we've already.
Oh
my goodness.
So sorry, not sorry.
I don't know if we'll do it.
If you need help, let me know. We'll get it done. I promise.
It'll happen.
And it won't be late.
We'll make it happen.
Well, hopefully this version of a podcast felt harmless.
Yeah, I feel very at home and relaxed here, so
Good.
appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
You guys are really doing a great job. I hope you're feeling it. I don't know what's going on your end as far as feeling like things are moving in a good direction for 6 degrees and,
Yeah.
you know, things are moving up. I know that for our work, it's been tough with design. Haven't had a lot of design work. We've had everything else but. I have to be honest, painful part of growing right now that I'm having to transition into is having less design. And I miss it so much. So putting that word out there, hello, anybody out there need design work?
We feel really good about the foundation that we have right now, and the next step is how do we build off of that? And keeping that piece is probably there's going to be growing pains, there's going to be stuff, but if we can figure out how to keep that part of it, I get really excited about what this next year kind of looks like for us.
Yeah.
Well, all the people I've met with, I try to meet with, 6 degree people, whether they're members or not, and just feel them out about that aspect of 6 degrees. And most people are like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't want a hard sell. I don't want a hard sell myself.
Right.
So I think it's a very attractive model you guys got going.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's definitely encouraging to hear, and so I appreciate you sharing, because I mean, like, going back to what we talked about of like being at the event and seeing it all come together and the moments, right? I mean, we very much felt that from the Padres game. That was Eric's, he says, the best event that we've ever done. I would say it's tied for that, but it was incredible. And so to Eric's point of that was for us kind of like the flag in the sand of like, we want to do more of this. Let's move forward with people who want to be part of it. So I think this year and the clarity and honing in on the type of people we want to continue to build the community with has been really great. So growing pains, that's part of it, and that's part of being an entrepreneur, and we're still here and we're still doing it. So
keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so very much. Really appreciate the time.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we started with one thing to let go of. I guess what the opposite of that's what's one thing you picked up from our time together?
Oh, one thing I picked up. I think it's just really interesting and telling to find about your marriage, and that you are human, and you went through some battles and some struggles and came out on top.
Yeah.
And so, and it shows in your business, of course. Everything trickles over.
I love this time getting to sit down with, our members and get to know people better. So even just hearing about the rebellious side and just young you and everything, and just paint that picture is really just fun to learn more about you. So thank you.
That's what the rebellious.
Really?
Yeah, the rebellious.
I'm still that way, you guys. So watch out.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like, some part of me is like, how is that still showing up? Because I don't think you've changed. I would imagine it hasn't changed. It's just, it's different.
Are you asking me another question?
No, that's what I'm
you
sitting.
You want to end
this? Not that I want to end it, but no, that's what I'm sitting with. Is like, oh, Celia has this very fun, rebellious, right? Like this side of you, and I'm just kind of curious now, like going forward. Is like, which parts of that are still happening for you? That's don't need an answer.
Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm involved with a couple of nonprofits, and one of the nonprofits I'm on the board of, we go into strip clubs and we help the women get out of sex trafficking. Frequently, we go into these places once a week. I don't go every single time. It's very emotionally taxing.
Sure.
But that is one of the ways that I continue in that vein of maybe not rebellion, but doing something that other people couldn't do or wouldn't do.
That's incredible work and really powerful, I'm sure. You said emotional. I would imagine the rebellion has turned into more of disruption. So how is disruption showing up?
Rarely. do I say anything about it, because it is a very sensitive subject, and we have to be very careful about our identity and who we are going into these places, because it's real. There's traffickers all over. And so part of that carryover for me would definitely be in that arena.
Cool.
Using the rebellious to do something really good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great success stories.
I'm sure. It's a very
over
rewarding.
time. It takes time, but it's great. It's an amazing, difficult work. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, not just going into the clubs. We have a big Christmas gala coming up for the women and their children. That's going to be at the Abbey on Fifth Avenue.
There you go. I like that. Yeah, and this will come out in time for that.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
This
do
was
I get up
awesome.
now? Or did I turn something off?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I am really excited about this deep dive because I think that this is a really fun...
Juicy.
Well, I think this is a really great opportunity to share a couple of fun stories about us, actually, that haven't been shared on air. Because Celia just talks so much about her love story and getting married after only being together for 3 months, and then like this magic bubble that they were in, and like the parking spot thing, right? And even I almost brought it up during the conversation, but it was something that she was like, yeah, it was so weird. You know, people were like, how are you getting these? The whole parking spot conversation sparked. I wonder if you're thinking of what it might have sparked.
I have no idea where you're going.
No?
No.
Schoolyard? The crazy guy?
Oh.
Do you remember this crazy experience?
I forgot about this human. This character. You're gonna have to tell it. It's gonna be a little fuzzy. It's gonna be a little hard.
You're gonna have to fill some things in whenever you remember it, because there's probably things that I'm gonna either get wrong or. So this had to have been. It was still within the first couple of weeks that you and I met.
Do you want to arm wrestle?
Exactly. Oh my God. So Eric used to work at this bar called Schoolyard, R.I.P., because it doesn't exist anymore. Very sad. And I used to go in and sit at said bar, and we had some vibes. We were all flirty and stuff. But this particular time, I came in by myself, and it was a very slow night, and we weren't even really interacting that much. And this gentleman walks in, and he sits maybe one seat over. There was like one seat in between him and I. And he was older, right? Had to have been in like his 50s or 60s maybe?
Yeah, I would late 40s, early to mid 50s.
Okay, sure. Maybe a little bit younger than I remembered. But he comes in, and he comes in with just an energy. I mean, he immediately starts interacting, and I don't know what the first thing that came out of his mouth was, but yeah, it was like a mix between like, do you want to arm wrestle? And he's like, let me see inside your purse, or and then at one point I remember him addressing the two of us, and he was like, you guys are in love, you're in love, and you're gonna get married. And he even threw out like a date of
February 22nd.
Okay, well, you can say why you remember that date.
What is that? I just remember that date.
What? Isn't that Emily's birthday?
Oh, that's Emily's birthday. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Which
it was
is
funny
weird.
because he said that date. So it's like I don't know. It's like he knew a lot of little intricacies about us when we had barely even known each other. It was so weird.
For the people listening, Emily was my high school sweetheart.
Oh yeah, I guess people don't know that. People don't know
high
that.
school sweetheart, like one of my sister's best friends, and
Yeah.
still love her to death.
She's the best.
She's amazing. But yeah, so he said that date, and I was like, I know that date.
Yeah.
That's a familiar date. Why did
Yeah.
you pick that date?
Right? I mean, at this point, literally, we had only known each other for a couple weeks, but like we were totally into each other. And he was like, you guys are in love. And we hadn't said that to each other at that point. Like, you guys are getting married.
Well, like the whole, to back up a little bit, it was, so I was behind the bar, and he came up and started talking with you, right? And very much like an interesting character, like off the bat.
Yeah.
Right? Like the way maybe drugs were involved, maybe
Definitely.
not. Maybe he was maybe he's a time traveler. I don't know what was going on. But it was very like from the behind the bar. I do remember like you told like some of the stuff like I don't know that I was there for.
Right.
And then I was like kind of came up to like, is this guy bothering you kind of vibes, just to make sure like you're good. Right. Like, this is just crazy-ish looking guy like coming in. And so I got like half of it. Right. But I was definitely there for the part where he's like, we should arm wrestle, because he tried to arm wrestle you. And he like literally came to me. He's like, we should arm wrestle.
We should arm wrestle.
I was like, I'm good. It's like, I could beat you. I could beat you. I'm like, probably. But then, yeah, you told me about he was interested in what was in your purse. I mean, like something like
what's in your purse?
If I guess, can I have it?
Yeah,
like something like that.
He did say that. You're right. Oh my God. It was so strange. And then he says all these things about us, being in love and we're getting married throughout a date that actually has some kind of tie to your life. I feel like there was something else that he said that was very like, whoa, how'd you know that? And I don't remember what it is at this point.
Yeah, this is why we should have recorded it earlier. But
yeah. And then he just makes this decision. He was looking for a bar on that street that didn't exist and like hadn't existed for years.
He came in to like get directions was kind of like the gist of it.
Oh yeah.
And then he started talking to you, and this whole interaction is like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, literally. It's like in and out.
It was so fast. And then when he left, he just walked into the middle of the street, and I remember like just him standing there for a minute. Like we told him to go like if you're trying to go, I think you're saying this, like you should go that way. And he just stood in the middle of the street for a moment. Because I remember like after he left, we were like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. You and I looked at each other and we're like, so I guess we're getting married. Like, I don't know. I don't know if we even said that, but it was just the weirdest. What just happened?
It was like this little tornado.
Yeah. The little tornado who said some things that I feel like we both kind of resonated with. And we're like, I mean, I think I do love you, but I wasn't gonna like it's too early to say it.
2 weeks 2 weeks in.
Like I think he's right actually, but I wasn't about to say it. He very much felt like a time traveler to me.
Yeah, or drugs.
Well,
could have been some drugs.
Could have definitely been some drugs, but he was picking up on vibes, and so whether that's just energy and drugs or he just knew.
Yeah, the crazy part was like, again, such a short amount of time, and we didn't really like outside of like some eye contact type. Like
no, we hadn't interacted.
There wasn't like and until I came up, you guys had a whole thing. And
but I felt like the moment that you came up, he said, "Oh, you guys are in love," immediately, and we hadn't even said a word to each other after he sat down. Like he just said it, and I'm like, how did you even know that we were remotely talking to each other, let alone...
I wonder what he's doing right now.
He's time traveling.
Probably.
He's in another dimension right now. He's somewhere else. He's everything everywhere all at once.
I always think about that. There's these people in our lives that are characters, and like, why was that character in my life?
Mm-hmm.
And why was it so memorable?
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that aren't, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. But no, that one definitely left a memory.
And then I'm like, am I ever that? Like a memorable character in someone's movie?
Oh, I'm sure. Like the time that you screamed in that one woman's face.
But am I?
Because that would definitely leave a mark on me if I was we were at like a music festival and Eric screamed in a woman's face. She comes up asking like, hey, I don't know where the bathroom was or something.
Yeah, she's like, hey, do you know where the like can kind of like scream like, hey, do you know where the bathroom is? Like,
he just goes like actually yell, and she just kind of blinks and was like, what the fuck was that, and walks away. I bet you that woman remembers that, unless she was on a shit ton of drugs, which is possible. If she remembered that at all, like.
But does she tell the story?
Dude, that's something to tell a story about. Remember that time that like I went to this concert and someone just screamed in my face?
I hope so. That concert was the same night I was. Do you remember the toilet paper?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking, right? And,
yeah.
And it was just eye contact, and most athletic I've ever felt. Because I just, as we were talking, like just direct eye contact, I just stuck my hand straight up. Didn't break eye contact, and just caught a brought the roll of toilet. There's a bunch of rolls of toilet paper just getting thrown around the concert for whatever reason, kind of like the beach balls. But for some reason, the peripheral of me.
No, you just like literally, like you were talking straight to me, and then all of a sudden, like you just reached up your hand and grabbed it and pulled it back down, and I was like, "What kind of magic was that?"
Could have been a wide receiver in a different life, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was.
One of the other stories that I want to tell, even though this kind of puts me on blast a little tiny bit, it was also early on.
That was when you stalked me?
Okay, stop. I didn't stalk you. Okay.
What do you call it?
That was an insane coincidence. Like
You call it a coincidence?
I didn't know where I was. Okay. Let's set the scene. Back up. So the very first night that we met, you walked me home from schoolyard. So we met at schoolyard, and it was a nice little walk home. So you knew where I lived, but I had no idea where you lived. You said that I think the most that you shared with me was that you lived close enough, like within a couple miles of where I was at. You never shared that information.
So I'm very curious.
Oh my God. Okay.
How you, what depths you went to figure out where I live.
I did not though. Oh my God. So then it was within a week or so, maybe even within a few days. Was it that very same Sunday?
No,
because we met on
we went out once after that. It was like a couple weeks.
All right.
It was in the first month.
Within the first couple weeks. Anyway, I go to a brunch with some friends, and it's a bottomless mimosa brunch. So we'll just leave it at that as far as giving people context clues as to how Christina ended up after a couple of hours of being at this bottomless brunch. I don't drink champagne that much anymore, and this is a good reason why I don't do that. Let's just say I don't quite remember leaving the brunch. But I remember that I really wanted to watch the Kansas City game, and for some reason, what I do remember was trying to tell, I think it was a taxi driver. I don't even think I waited for an Uber or anything. Actually, I know I was in a taxi, and I was trying to go to, and I always forget the name of this bar, probably why they dropped me off where they dropped me off.
Matisse.
What?
Matisse.
No, I was trying to go to, like, it looks like the Wisconsin bar with all the lights and stuff, but it's closer to, it's like in like Lincoln Park or something. It's on a random ass street, and I had gone there one time. Wood
Not important for the story.
I think it might be, because it's like, how far away from that bar was I actually when they dropped me off? I think I was pretty far away from that bar.
Like
I don't know where that, because I literally don't even know the name of this freaking bar that I'm trying to go to. I
know the bar you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's
you
not
know
close.
what I'm
It's not
talking
close
about.
to where you
It's
ended
not
up.
close to where I got dropped off.
I didn't live by it.
Nope, not at all. There's not even a bar where you lived at the time, and then we lived together when I moved in, but there's not even a bar in that area that I was even familiar with. Maybe Gaslight, but I didn't even really at that time know Gaslight as well as I did obviously when I started working there.
But that's still a half mile from me.
No, I know. I don't know. I don't know what I told this taxi driver. They probably were also trying to kick me out of their cab because I definitely changed my jersey in the back seat. Because I was wearing one jersey for like the morning games, and then I wanted to change my jersey into a KC jersey, which is important to the story.
Of course.
It's important to the story that I am now wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey. And I get dropped off. I know I was getting dropped off in like a parking lot or an alley. I literally, like, I don't know if I asked to be let out or if he told me you need to get out. I don't know. This is not painting a really good story for me. But I end up walking down this street. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm walking down this street. And then all of a sudden, as I'm walking down this street that I have literally never been down before, I've never walked down this street in my entire life. And then all of a sudden, and I'm not paying attention, but you come out of your apartment at the exact same time that I'm walking towards you, basically. And you apparently notice me and see that I'm wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey, and you're like, wait, I know someone who likes the Chiefs, and he was like, oh wait, no, I know that someone who likes the Chiefs.
Well, so yeah, so here's where I come into the story. And I'm going to work. I'm leaving, and I'm on my way out the door, and I literally just look to my right, and like halfway down the block, there is this very attractive, very beautiful, very clearly drunk
It's like
woman,
2 p.m., guys.
Woman, it's 2 p.m. on a Saturday, maybe not even.
It's on a Sunday. It's fine.
A Sunday, and stumbling down the street, on her phone again. Like, so we just met, so I was like, and I knew you were a Kansas City fan. I was like, and that's what kind of caught my attention. If you're not wearing that jersey, then maybe I was just like, I just go.
Yeah.
But I just like stopped, and I just like watched you because you were on your phone, and
probably texting you.
and you're like just kind of stumbling down the street, and you would not have passed the walk the line test.
Nope.
So and you get close enough. You didn't notice me. Like, I had to be like, Christina, what are you doing here? And I've heard this story multiple times, and I find it very suspicious of how it all happened. And I believe you. I didn't think it was crazy enough to be like, well, she's a stalker. I need maybe some flags should have went off. But yeah, and you were gone.
Oh,
and you're like, I'm walking home. I'm like, where's home from? Like, how are you gonna go? And you're like,
which way are you going to get home? Because I don't think you know where home is.
Because the craziest part of it was like my street is this little side street that
there's no reason for me to be on that street.
It's a one way, and it's off of the major, like, Chicago's a grid, and it's most of these like major streets, and my street it's maybe a block long. And for you to just randomly be walking down that at the exact time
right
that I was leaving for work, and I think I don't remember if you were texting me or not. I probably could pull up text and figure it out, but that'd be going down a rabbit hole.
Do you still have text from that far
back? I have
back?
every text I've ever sent.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a different thing for a different conversation.
But yeah, I mean, there was zero reason for me to be on that street, like just zero. And it's funny because right next to it it's Clark, right?
Yeah.
And so Clark would have been the street for me to walk down to get my ass home. I mean, that would have been the path. It could have been. And I don't know, maybe there was honestly where my brain just went as you're telling me that, like, it's this little tiny side street. I could imagine myself in that state being overstimulated by the two busy streets that are surrounding your street, and just thinking like, I need a fucking break. And sure. I need a moment of walking.
Less busy.
No, there's almost nothing there. But yeah, and then I was so grateful that I did run into you, because you said, I need to drive your ass home.
Yeah, you're not walking.
You're
I'm
not
on
walking.
my way to work, and like get in, I'll drop you off. And then you showed up. So
well, hold on. You got to talk about the car ride, because
I don't remember the car ride.
I apparently just gave it all away, and I was like, I just think you're so cute. Like, I think I told you that like 6 times on the way.
I got the real emotions, the real drunk confession. But no, yeah, then I dropped you off, and I went to work, and this was Sunday, and Sunday was a time that you would come by pretty often. And then like 4 or 5 hours later, you showed up at the bar. And again, I'm like, I like this girl. Is she stalking me?
She's crazy.
And you're like,
I just knew what I wanted.
Yeah, I guess.
When I know what I want, I go after it.
But yeah, I remember you being like, "Oh my God, you're here. Okay,
I think
you're alive." And then you like ordered a drink. I'm like, "You sure?"
No, I didn't. Remember?
Didn't?
No. I drank water. No, I think I was really embarrassed, and part of me was coming in to like, well, yeah, part of me was coming in to be like, thank you, and like, I'm sorry, like that was embarrassing, and so that was the night that I met Eric Ash, because I was like, I'm only drinking water. I just want to like come in and talk to you, and like I promise I'm not like this fucked up all the time, right? Like I remember that being part of why I showed up, and so I was just drinking water, and then lo and behold, Eric Ash, which for the listener, he's the best, and he loves Rumpelmans. And he came in, and he was trying to order me shots, and I kind of like looked at you, and I'm like, have I drank enough? Have I sobered up enough and drank enough water? Like, is this acceptable? Like,
did I earn my gold star back?
Like, am I good now? And so I think I took one shot with Eric Ash, and that was my first Rumpelmans with him.
First of many. The good old days. Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. God.
That was a long time ago.
I'll never do bottomless samosas in my life ever again. Well, the sad thing is that I didn't learn my lesson from that time, because there was a couple more after that. I mean, we worked at Four Corners, and there was several of their bars that would do this deal, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the story of, I mean, just the freaking odds. Not only me walking down that street in this giant ass city, but at the exact same time that you are coming out of your apartment and leaving for work.
I've said it very many times. Like, Christina is a very powerful dreamer. I'm definitely a character in your life, and honored to play the part. Yeah. Again, the coincidence piece, like, I'm still here, but like some of that would have easily been like, this is weird.
Oh, 100%. It could have, I mean, honestly, most other guys would have probably been like, dude, this bitch is crazy. Like, why is she following me? I don't know about that.
But I remember I liked you, and we were kind of starting to date. And I think I was like, if you actually like did research and like I couldn't figure out how you would have done it. And then I was like, well, then she's just super smart. If that's what happened, it's either like the biggest, craziest coincidence, or you're like this mastermind genius.
I'm like Taylor Swift. I'm a mastermind.
Yeah, probably. She has a song about that, right?
She does. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I couldn't tell you how you would have done it.
I can't explain it other than like I was supposed to be there. For me, it's like that's the only explanation, because you say that you believe me, even though you joke about it every time that I was stalking you. I swear, like
It's just a really big coincidence.
But like,
what are the fucking chances?
I didn't even.
Of all the gin joints.
Gin joints?
Gin joints.
Gin joints?
Yeah, it's from a movie. I actually don't even know the movie.
Okay. But even at that time, like, I understand that we worked at the same bar company, but our friend group didn't really overlap that much at that time.
No,
so even if I had like told anyone at 4C at that point about having had met you, I wouldn't have even been talking to the people that knew where you lived to tell me where you live. There was no possible way for me to know that.
I've done the math. I'm trying to figure it out.
No, I was just in the place that I was supposed to be, and it just happened, which is definitely crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a dreamer.
Very powerful dreamer.
And I make shit happen. Just so I could hang out with my bub.
Put her there, bub.
Put her there, bub.